Hello, everybody, and welcome back inside the State Champs studio. Robby Elliott and Kara Lyles here with you. Well, Robby, as we get into the tournament and this Player of the Year list, why don't we talk about some players to watch out for, players on the bubble of this top 10 list?
Yeah, I'll first start off and say, I thought there was going to be more changes, but somehow, some way, the players that have been selected have kind of just held their own and really performed at the level that we've expected them to. But that doesn't mean there's guys not creeping, right? Let's start this thing right off with Jackson Miller of Lakeland. He has not recorded a loss on the mound this year. He has 80-plus strikeouts on the mound. He has been so dominant. And for a Lakeland team that really has needed an ace, they're coming off losing their head coach. Tate Farquhar is now gone. The Farquhars are gone, let's put it that way. And so Jackson Miller, the Bowling Green commit, has really stepped up and helped propel them. And the theme we're going to talk about all throughout these bubble players is how do they perform when the moment is so big. And we just talked about, right, the tournament has begun. The moment is not bigger.
Brett and Jake Leonard, what do you see from both of those guys?
Consistent production at the varsity level. These guys have been playing on varsity for over 2 years. So if you're a more than 2 year varsity player, right, you are obviously a very good talent, and we're very young. Both of these guys have done so much for Sterling Heights Stevenson, a team that we've had on the top 10. There's actually another one that doesn't trail far behind in terms of talent, but these two are Division I recruits, so they've matched that, right, and part of our criteria being a highly recruited athlete, but such good bats. The middle of the infield is secure with these two in the middle.
And you mentioned the criteria of the Player of the Year list. Somebody else that is getting that done is Broder Katke. What have you seen from him this season?
Power. Massive. I mean, we've talked about him so many times in this show. My only thing is, how can I put a sophomore on over seniors who are, playing for, they have a little more, I'm not going to say experience, but they're playing for a little bit more, right? Yeah. This is it. For some of them, if they're not getting recruited to play at the next level, right, it's hard for me to put underclassmen, but if I were, it would be Broder Katke. The catcher for Brother Rice has been, in my opinion, right behind Cole Vandermeed as the best bat in that lineup.
Well, what about Jack Mansella? Continuing to get it done the entire season. What have you liked out of him?
Let's just say a perfect game and a no-hitter coming in a span of like 2 weeks. Leading
it's
this, yeah, it's just something light, right? Fraser has been a kind of, I'm not going to say a surprise team, because if anyone was within the community knew that this group was kind of special, but they just won their first league championship, and I would say Jack Mansella was the reason for that. He has been a bulldog on the mound. And a guy, if you knock off a team like Warren De La Salle, I'm not going to say that warrants you, a nomination on this list, but it would be very hard for me not to take someone off to put Jack Mansella on. And
there is still some time for this list to change. So what are you guys looking for as we, enter closer and closer to the tournament?
At this point, right, the regular season stats are what they are, and all these guys do have great regular season stats, but now it's okay. You're going to get put up against the best talent. And that part on our criteria, right, how do you play in big game scenarios? That is all we're going to be looking for. So playoff performance is going to be huge. You can turn your name around and kind of maybe you didn't have the season you wanted to, but if you're having a postseason that, is shining, I'll give the example of Uli Fernsler late in the postseason for Novi and his state championship run. You have something along that lines, yeah, you're going to make yourself on this list. But like you said, regional finals, after the conclusion of them is when this list will be frozen and we'll come out with the top 4.